For more on this, we can bring in Leslie Koroma, the CEO of Africa Sports Ventures Group. Leslie, thank you so much for joining us today on the program.
You're welcome.
Now,
Welcome.
today
Nice to
is
meet
a
you.
moment we've all been waiting for. But before we get to that final, I want to ask you to think back over the course of the tournament. Were there any moments that stood out for you, moments that went viral, any disappointments?
Well, yeah, a lot of things have stood out. The tournament has been amazing itself. The organization has been very impressive. The facilities have been amazing, and then of course, you have the fan engagement itself, where you see so much happening. Of course, the Patrice Lumumba thing with the guy the stadium that's been standing throughout the DR Congo matches. It took over social media. So those are things which stood out. And as far as disappointment, I couldn't say. As far as the tournament organization itself goes, I think it's been spectacular. Confederation of African Football has done an amazing job, and of course, the local organizing committee, Morocco itself, has done an amazing job. So, in terms of disappointment, it would be for teams that were hoping to go all the way that didn't have the chance to get up all the way to the finals. But for me, so far, I think it's been an amazing tournament so far. And going further to look at the preparation that Morocco has made with the investment in facilities that they've done, and of course using this as a test case to prepare for the 2030 World Cup. I think they've done an amazing job in that field.
Now, Leslie, you mentioned there the quality of the tournament. A lot of people have been talking about that, saying that Morocco has raised the bar for future competitions. Morocco also hosting the 2030 World Cup.
Yes, they have. Absolutely have. They've invested in so many regards, not just in the facilities and infrastructure. And of course, Morocco has world-class destinations: Casablanca, Marrakesh, Rabat, and Tangier. Those are amazing cities in themselves. Of course, the stadiums you can see. Of course, there's another stadium that's in construction right now, which is going to be the biggest stadium ever in football history. Supposed to be able to hold up to 115,000 people. Then, of course, you're looking at the team itself that they were able to invest in. They've been able to invest, and this goes back as far as 2009, when they had made a deliberate attempt to start to nurture talent and to put themselves in a position to where they're not just hosting a tournament, but they're also being a significant force to be reckoned with. So we've seen that with this tournament. The last time I was here with you guys, I predicted that Morocco was going to go all the way. I still stick to my prediction for that, and they'll be facing Senegal, who has been in, like you said in your preface here, that Senegal has been in the finals four out of in the last several 3 out of the four times in the last few AFCON finals. Morocco is coming back to its own after 50 years, making it to the final. So we'll see. Senegal won this back in 2021. But this time around, I think it'll be a tall order for them because Morocco has been well prepared for this particular stage. So we'll see what happens today. But good luck to both teams. But like I said, Morocco is well positioned. They have the team which definitely was a World Cup semi-finalist back in 2022 at the Qatar World Cup. And so we'll see the preparation, which has been very deliberate in terms of what they intend to achieve, not just in preparing the country to be a host for global events, but also the fact that the team itself is well prepared to take up on any global team
Yes.
on this particular stage.
Now, I wanted to go back to something you said there. You said about nurturing local talent. For only the second time this century, both team managers in the final are African. So, do you consider that a breakthrough for the sport? And what does that say about the direction of the sport?
It is a major improvement in terms of the way African teams have been developed from the grassroots on up. It's a sea change in so many regards because obviously in the past they used to hire coaches from overseas, but now most countries are looking inwards. In fact, all four of the semi-finalists were coached by local talents, by guys who came through the system and played for the national teams themselves. So we see that this is something which has been a strategic and significant improvement by most, because this is something that most fans will be calling for. Not to say it's some type of protectionism in football, as far as allowing foreign coaches to be on the sidelines, but I think it's just to prove to themselves that we can do this ourselves. We can take our teams to the global stage. We can win at the global stage and all of that. We know the coach himself from Morocco took his team to the semi-finals at the Qatar World Cup, which is a massive improvement in terms of the outlook of African football. And I think this is this goes a lot to what we call the investment in not just the talent, but also in the entire infrastructure, from coaches, managers, and the like in the game. So I think this is a massive improvement. Like I said, it's a sea change across the board, and the coaches that you see on the sidelines are a testament to that investment. Not just Morocco, but all African teams themselves are looking at this template and looking at the template and trying to move forward with that.
Leslie, thank you for sharing your expertise with us. And we'll both be watching the match later on today.